Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Late Night Frights. My name is Jeremy, and so this week we're back with a brand new theme, and that is our anthology theme, which is, if you don't know what an anthology is, it is basically a movie where it has 4 stories that almost all the time collide together to make one big story, but the one that I watched did not, and the movie that I did watch was called Nightmares. And Nightmares was made back in 1983. It doesn't have a really huge cast, so I'm just going to skip over the cast today and get straight to the stories. So story 1 is about a serial killer is on the loose. They don't know that much about him. They show a picture of him, and he has, a little bit of facial hair. He's wearing gray work clothes. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And it just so happens to be that the wife in the family is a chain smoker. She probably goes through 2 packs a day. And the reason why I say this is because when she ran out of cigarettes, she was going through her closet in every pocket of her coats trying to find a cigarette. And when this attempt failed, she said that she's going to run out to the store, even though she heard the story on the news, and she said she's going to get a couple cartons of milk and cigarettes. And she encounters a little bit more than what she bargained for. And if you want to know what that means, I suggest watching this movie. The second story is about a kid who basically is kind of he cons people out of their money. He'll walk up to people in different arcades and say, "Hey, you want to play this game?" And he acts, like he can't play the game, They'll bet like so many dollars in, like he'll lose like $6. And he has a friend, and I remember the friend's name because it was very unique. I'd never heard it before. Zoc. And his friend Zoc was just like, "Come on, dude, you're losing all the money. We need to go." And he's like, "Okay, my friend's getting kind of antsy over here. How about we make it a big bet for the last game, $20. And so he kind of, you know what a Walkman is? Probably some of the younger viewers don't know what the Walkman is. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a CD player, but for kind of like small cassettes, like 8 tracks. I don't even know if this is making sense to you guys. If you know what I'm talking about, great. If you don't, watch the movie. You'll see what I'm talking about. So he puts on the headphones, he plays the music, gets in the zone, and he kicks butt in the game, gets a high score, wins the money, and he goes on his way to another arcade that's in the mall to battle the Bishop. And that sounds very weird. The Bishop is a game, it's about an alien who calls himself the Bishop, saying he's the master of battle, I think. And he says there's 13 levels. Each of them get progressively harder, and he's determined to get to level 13, and not that many people have, and a lot of people, even Zoc was saying, that it's probably just, a scam to get play more, spend more money on the machine. But he's determined to get to it. He gets to level 12, and everybody's cheering for him. He's got his headphones on, listening to heavy metal, just kicking butt. And he gets shot by an aircraft, I think it was. And apparently he'd been playing it all day because it was closing time. And he was basically kicked out of the arcade place because he was not going to leave willingly. And so, after yelling at his parents for a little bit, he gets a crazy look in his eyes, grabs a screwdriver, puts on his jacket, climbs out of his window, climbs down a pipe and runs back to the mall, breaks into the arcade center, and plays it again. He gets to level 12, and I'm trying to think of something without giving away too much, which I've been talking about this a lot, but when he gets to level 13, and let's just say it's dire consequences what happens next. Alright, and story 3 was about a priest that lost his way, well, that lost his faith, I should say, and decides to leave the country, and is followed by a black pickup truck, which tries to run him off the road, run him over, and that story to me was probably the creepiest out of all of them. You don't see who's driving the truck, but you get to see like the inside of it, and there's like a upside down cross, and he's just like trying to chase the priest off of the road, and I was just like, yeah, that'd be creepy, because that would, to me, that would suck. You know, you're just driving down the road, which he was in a desert, so it was only him on the road. So he was driving in the desert, and all of a sudden this black pickup truck comes out of the ground and tries to hit him. So yeah. And moving on from that story, the final story is about a family who is terrorized by a super rat. And well, it starts off, the wife is, saying that there's a rat, they need to, get an exterminator. The husband's kind of a douche, so he's just like, oh, that's just wasting money, we're not gonna, have a maid come over twice a week and clean her house, we're gonna do that ourselves, and, just like, economize. Which was, he was a penny pincher, even though they lived in a very nice place, which, it was like the suburbs, so it's surprising that they had a freaking super rat roaming around without some, like, the freaking neighborhood watch not finding it. But when it gets to the suspense, the rat turns off the lights, turns on the stereo, moves cabinets. It's like the freaking Howard Houdini of rats. And when you see it around the end of the film, the thing is huge. They had like a queen-size bed. It was almost as big as the bed. And it talked telekinetically to the child. He's trying to tell me something, Mommy. Well, I think he said, it's trying to tell me something, Mommy. I think that's what she said. And like its eyes glue red and everything. Yeah. This wasn't the best of movies. It was, okay, I guess. I'm not really doing a rant video on it. It didn't really deserve that. But I will say this. It had, well, to me, it kind of reminded me of a lot of, fears that people have. Giant rats. A killer that's on the loose near you that's, like people have been slashed down, and it's on the news, and he could be anywheres, and you go out for freaking cigarettes when there's a murder on the loose. Right. And also just, I don't know exactly what the truck one would be. The one with the priest. I guess, what I take from that is being, being in danger, and there's nowhere to hide, and no one to help. The one with the arcade, probably letting your addiction get the better of you. And I just forgot to say that this movie was directed by, let me find his name. Alright, it cut me off there. But the director's name is Joseph Sargent. I should have mentioned that earlier in the video, probably, but I just wanted to kind of get to the plot of the stories. To me, I was kind of disappointed that they didn't collide, but it really wouldn't have made any sense whatsoever if they did. I was just hoping that the movie that I watched, I saw it online, I saw it was called Nightmares, and that is made back in the 80s. I was just like, oh, this would be awesome if it was, a really good 80s anthology horror movie. But, yeah. It's not terrible. It's definitely an interesting one. My favorite story out of them would probably be the second, the arcade kid. He had an obsession, a very bad obsession. But anyways, guys, I think that is it for this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe to Late Night Frights if you're new to the channel. Check out the other videos that have been made this week, and also stay tuned for the rest of the videos that are coming out this week from our other members. And once again, this is Jeremy telling you to be careful, because you never know what might be lurking in the shadows. See you guys.